Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Economics. Today we are looking at the multiplier and its effects. Okay, I'm going to say all about what the multiplier means, okay, in this episode. Do not forget that this tutorial, these episodes, are brought to you by the O3 Schools app. We have the WAEC app, we have the JAMB app, okay, all in a bid to make you pass your WAEC and JAMB exam at once, okay. If it's your decision, okay, if it's your plan, if it's your ambition never to repeat JAMB again in your life, please get the application, download it, activate it. All right, do not be stingy to yourself and your future. All right, writing JAMB twice is not an option. Okay, in over my 16 years, I've seen people write JAMB 8 times. Yes, that is the highest I've seen, 8 times. Imagine writing JAMB 8 times. You know how much you'll have spent. You know the psychological stress. So please, you don't need all of that. Okay, get a good tool like this app, activate it, get what your result at once. With your own seriousness, so okay, if you get the app, you know read down and your problem with that, okay, you will not still do well. So if you get the app and you diligently will study the app, okay, study all the materials and tools on it, success is your only option. Okay, so let us see a past question from the app before we talk about some of the features of the app. This is a 2012 question, number 28. 2012. Number 28 from the application. We use a feature called the question search feature. It's a feature that enables you to search for question on a particular topic, all right? And all the questions that JAMB or WAEC have set from that topic will come out for you to answer. So it's a very, very important tool because after studying a particular topic, it is very, very important that you answer a lot of questions on that topic to gain understanding, all right? So please ensure you use the feature to your advantage. Okay, so it says that use the information below to answer the question, okay? Below, use the information to answer the question below. It says that the investment expenditure of an economy changes by 2 million and the marginal propensity to consume is 0.75. It says, what is the change in income? We're looking for change in income, all right? And of course, we're giving the change in investment expenditure, and they were giving what the marginal propensity to consume. As for the what to look for the change in income. Okay, I'm going to see all of the formulas that we use to calculate the multiplier, all right, in this class. A says 0.5, B say 81.5, C say 2.6, D says 8.0. Okay, we'll come back to this question and many more at the end of the class because many of you think say, okay, now question one don't answer, all right, because that is the reason why you don't do well. You have nothing here, nothing done there yet, but you want answer question. How? Where would that knowledge come from? All right. So you seek to know first before you now answer question. Okay. If you understand what you want to answer, okay, then questions will be easy for you. That's why you need this application. It has everything you need for your success. Okay. Just think of it like a supermarket that says everything. That says aeroplane, or that says cars, that says food stuff, anything you want, slippers. So okay, think it. Even robot, AI, human being, human robot is there. Anything you want to buy is in that supermarket. That's how the O3 Schools app is. Every tool, every resource that you need to study and succeed in your exam is on the app already. Okay, all you need to do is just to walk to the supermarket. Okay, we'll get the application, all right, and study it. Is it past questions you're looking for? Is there? Is it syllabus, latest syllabus for your exam you're looking for? Is there? Is it lecture notes? Okay, you don't need any textbook because you have the app. All right, it is available. Is it a video lessons available? Okay, you can even watch the video lessons without what data. All right, so is it flashcard that enables you to revise easily? Just on the application. All right, you can even create a timetable on the application and finish your syllabus in time. What's more again, you also have what rich result and performance analysis. We have educational features that enables you, educational games that enables you to increase your speed of answering questions. There's real mock challenge, real JAMB mock challenge. Okay, for all students that are writing the exam this year, you compete every Saturday. You see your score released. Okay, you'll be winning prizes. But the most important aspect of that mock is that your score, you'll be seeing how you are progressing in your preparation part time. So please join the mock, download the application, activate it. Okay, it's just for a little fee, less than the price of rice and chicken in a good restaurant. All right, let us talk about the app more. Let us go to the board and do this quickly and we'll leave here. So I'm looking at the multiplier and its effect. Okay, and this concept was developed by, we know, Keynes, isn't it? John Maynard Keynes, all right? He was one that developed this concept, John Maynard Keynes, okay? He was using the multiplier effect to explain how small increase in spending small increase in spending leads to what? To increase in the what? In the national income. All right. So it's just like, for example, now, all right, government injects money. Okay, government spending is an injection. When they inject money, all right, to the what? To the economy, either maybe through subsidies or maybe through grants or through scholarship or maybe unemployment benefits. All right. Once the money reaches me, let's say I'm unemployed now, I don't get work to through, so I'm even unemployed. So they give me work now. All right. So now I don't have, let's say for example, I don't have work. So government now sends unemployment benefit. Let's say they give every citizen that does not have work 50,000 naira. That 50,000 naira, is it the paper money I'm going to chew? No, I'm going to spend it. Okay, so it's going into the economy. So it's an injection, it's not a leakage. All right. So except maybe I kind of money I'm going to save. Let's say, yeah, Hunger deal with me. So I will not say I want to go and save that money. Okay, maybe I probably have what family members I want to assist. Okay, that cannot eat, they cannot feed. I'll buy food stuff in the house. Okay, so that I will what? I will live. I must chop now. All right. So that money is going back to the economy. So you see that what? There's increase in what? In the national what? Income. All right. So that's what the multiplier effect is trying to what? To explain. Okay, to us what? Propose a concept that was proposed by what? By John Maynard Keynes. Okay, he seek to what? To explain how small change, okay, or how small increase in spending, okay, can cause what? A more larger what? Increase in what? In the national income. A small increase in spending will lead to a more larger increase in the national income. All right. So you can see from the definition here that the multiplier explains how a small increase in spending, okay, can cause a larger increase in national income. Okay, a small increase in spending will lead to a larger increase, all right, in the what? In the national what? Income. All right. So basically, the multiplier shows how much total income increases. It shows how much total income increases when investment increases. Okay, it shows how much total income increases as investment increases. All right, it shows how much total income increases as investment increases. Let me give you an example. Let's say, for example, government wants to build road. Government wants to spend 100 million naira now to build road, all right, in your community. Okay, will government come down and go and do that road by themselves? No. They will employ what? Workers, isn't it? Yes, there will be workers there. So those workers, will they not be paid? They'll be paid. So if they are paid, what do they want to do? Is to go and will they save everything? They will not save everything, definitely. All right. So they will spend. Okay. So you see that more injections going into the what? Into the economy. So national income is what is increasing. All right. So that is what Keynes was trying to say. It was trying to explain how much total income increases, just as investment what increases. Okay, so the more what a business increases what the scale of production, okay, they will hire more workers, okay, they will be paying what more workers, okay, they will buy, they will have what more factories, more buildings, okay, have more equipment so they can produce more. All right, so we see that what there will be a general change. They say tiny drops make a little ocean, isn't it? So as more and more spending, as spending is what is increasing, no matter how small, okay, no matter how small the spending is, so long as spending is increasing, all right, there will be what? An effect. It will be felt in the national what? Income, okay, so there will be what? An increase also in the national income, all right. And there are some terms that economists used to what? Explain what this multiplier what effect, okay, or to define it. Okay, number one, I'm going to look at is investment multiplier definition. Okay, we have one we call investment. Okay, investment multiplier definition of what? Okay, of what's it called? Of the multiplier. All right, we have the investment multiplier definition. Now, they're talking about this one. It's trying to talk about what? How investment leads to what? Increase. How increase in investment leads to increase in the national income. Okay, so investment multiplier definition. This one is what? The ratio of the change Okay, in national income to the change in investment. All right. So this one, multiplier, to define your multiplier, okay, or to find your multiplier, all right, we can use the investment multiplier word definition. All right. It's trying to say, show us that as more and more investments, okay, comes to the economy, there will be what? Increase in what? The national what? Income. Okay? Because investment, remember, is what? Is an injection. Okay? Investment is an what? It's an injection. It is not a leakage. All right? So, in terms of the investment multiplier definition, all right, it's trying to what? Refer to the ratio of the change in national income to the change in investment. Okay? That is, they're trying to say that what? That multiplier, which is defined as what? As K. Okay, we use K to represent multiplier. K is equal to what now? Change in what? Income over what? Change in investment. You must take note of what? Of this. This is the first formula you must take note of. Okay, that's where what? K is multiplier. Okay, this is what? Change in what? Income. Change in income. Okay, and then change in what? Investment. In investment. Okay, so this is the investment multiplier definition. Okay, so it talks about the ratio of the change in national income to the change in investment. This is a formula for multiplier. Take note of it, okay, because calculations come under this topic very well. All right, so now that is the first definition: change in income over change in what? In investment. All right, then number two, we have in terms of the marginal propensity to consume. Marginal, I've done marginal propensity to what? To consume when we did consumption function in the last class. Okay, so also the multiplier is defined in terms of MPC. Okay, that is marginal propensity to consume. Okay, and for this, okay, in terms of marginal propensity to consume, multiplier K is equal to what? 1 all over what? 1 minus what? MPC. Okay, so in terms of marginal propensity to consume, okay, multiplier K is equal to 1 divided by 1 minus MPC. Are we together? Okay, let us talk more about how this formula came to be. All right, let's talk about more about we needed space. Okay, so let us quickly see what reduces what multiplier. What reduces multiplier? The multiplier becomes reduced or becomes smaller when there are leakages. Okay, I said that injections, we have injections, which increases what? Multiplier. Okay, injections, that is what? Investments. Investment, government spending, and then what? And exports. All right. While what? Leakages, such as what? Savings, taxes, and imports, okay, makes what? Multiplier what? To become smaller. So the multiplier becomes smaller when there are leakages. Okay, but of course becomes bigger when there are what? More what? Injections. So more leakages lead to weaker multiplier effect. Take note of that. All right, more leakages, and so long as there's more leakages, okay, it leads to what? Weaker multiplier what? Effect. The effect will not be felt. All right, so just like now you are paid what? Salary, and then you carry everything go and what? Put inside the bank. Okay, so that's what we mean by what? By that. So more leakages, weaker multiplier what? Effect. Okay, but when there's more spending, there will be what? Increase in the national income. All right, that is all this part. I need this space. That's why I had to rush that. Okay, so now the effects. Okay, the effect of multiplier number one is what? To increase national. It increases national income, which we all know from the definition already. Okay, number two, creates employment. Okay, encourages production, promotes economic growth, and can cause inflation if the economy is near full employment. Okay, so it works. Multiplier works what? More when there's what? Unemployment, so that those people can be employed. All right, so that's why it says it creates employment. But if everybody is employed, okay, the effect of the multiplier will not be felt that much. Okay, so take note of all of these. So now let us quickly just focus on the calculation. Because of the calculation, that is why I need the space. All right, so these injections, take them off. Now, so how do we arrive at this formula? Okay. Now, but before we talk about how we arrive at this formula, we know that what K is what 1 over what 1 minus MPC, isn't it? Now we know that what MPC plus MPS is equal to 1. Remember from the last class that marginal propensity to consume plus marginal propensity to save is equal to 1. So if we know that now, what is MPC here? MPC will be equal to what? 1 minus what? MPS. Okay? Plus, yes, positive. It's crossing the sign of equality, it turns to negative. All right? So if we impute this value now into this value, we can also find a formula in terms of what? In terms of what? Savings. This one is in terms of what? Consumption. Okay? This K is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC is in terms of what? Consumption. But in terms of savings, we can now what? Inject this formula into here. So we have K is equal to 1 over 1 minus, what is MPC? MPC is 1 minus MPS. All right? So we can open the bracket. K will be equal to what? 1 over 1 minus times 1 is what? Minus 1. Altogether, open the bracket. Minus times minus is plus, then I have plus MPS. Okay, so we've opened the bracket already. What am I doing? 1. Okay, we actually cannot use bracket again. I've opened the bracket here. We said 1 minus 1 times minus times 1 is what? Minus 1. Minus times plus. Let me go over that again. Minus times 1 is minus 1. Minus times minus MPS. Look at minus times minus MPS. Minus times minus is plus. So I have plus MPS all together. Okay? So we now have what? Plus MPS. 1 minus 1 is what? Is 1. So what I'm going to have as a K? K equals to 1 over what? 1 minus 1 is what? 0. So what is left is what? Is MPS. So K is equal to 1 over 1 minus MPC, and it's also equal to 1 over what? MPS, the inverse of marginal propensity to save. Please take note of that. All right. So what we just did there was what? Was to, from this formula, from MPC plus MPS equals to 1, found what MPC is. Okay, which is what? 1 minus what? MPS. Then we imputed 1 minus MPS into this equation, into this formula. All right. So I'm going to have K equals to 1 over 1 minus, into bracket 1 minus MPS. It has to be inside bracket. Okay. So now we open the bracket. 1, which is this 1, minus times 1 is minus 1, okay? Minus times minus MPS. Minus times minus is plus, so it becomes plus MPS. 1 minus 1 is 0. So what is left is only 1 over MPS, which is that, okay? But the main bane is what? Is how we got this K equals to what? 1 minus MPC, okay? How do we arrive at what? At K is equal to 1 over MPC. All right. We know that what? That from consumption function, that what? That C is equal to what? A plus what? YB. Okay. Or BY. Remember, isn't it? A plus BY. Okay. Where C is consumption. Okay. A is what? Autonomous consumption. B is what? Marginal propensity to what? To consume. Y is what? Is income. Okay? We also know that what? That Y, remember, is C plus I. Isn't it? Consumption plus investment. Okay? We remember very well. So now, we can now what? Since this is C, we can impute this value, this A plus BY, into this equation. This is our equation 1. This is our what? Equation 2. Okay? Since we know that what? C is A plus BY, into this equation now, I'm going to have Y is equal to what is C? A plus BY, isn't it? Then plus what now? Plus I. Remember, isn't it? So we're only imputing this into this. Everywhere we see C, we put A plus BY. That's what we did here. A plus BY, then plus 1. Okay? So now we can collect like terms. So let's this BY come this way. So that Y minus what? BY is equal to what now? A plus what? A plus I. Isn't it? We can factorize, bring out Y. So Y is equal to 1 minus what? B. Altogether, Y minus BY. We want to what? Factorize Y out. So if Y divided by Y is what? Is 1. BY divided by Y is what? Is minus B. Minus BY divided by Y is what? Is minus B. So it's equal to what? A plus 1. Not 1, it's I. It's investment. Okay? Investment. Now, what do we do? What we're looking for, let us leave Y on its own so that Y becomes to now A plus I, okay? Over what? 1 minus what? B. Isn't it? We're making what? y the subject of the formula. So y minus b is crossing to this side, okay? So we divide, simply divide by what? Both sides by what? Y minus b. Okay, let me do it in a way you understand so that you don't get confused. Okay, we want to make y the subject here. So divide both sides by 1 minus b so that y into 1 minus b all over 1 minus b is equals to a plus 1 plus I, all over what? 1 minus what? B. So that this, we cancel this, isn't it? So that now y is equals to what now? A plus I over 1 minus b. We can also what? Write this as what? A plus I, 1 into 1 over what? 1 minus what? B. Then what? A plus what? 1. Not 1i, sorry. Okay, we can rewrite this as this. All right. So since this one is at the top, is still here. It's same thing as well, 1 over 1 minus b. All together. All right. So now we have written this. When it comes to national income, okay, autonomous consumption is usually not considered. Okay, you must take note of that. That when it comes to what? National income, autonomous consumption is not usually considered. Why is it not usually considered? Because autonomous consumption is a survival spending. Whether you have money or whether your income is zero, you must spend. That's what autonomous consumption is. So we looked at it in the last class. So if I'm not whether like that, you may get confused. All right. So whether you have money or not, you spend either by borrowing or you dip hand into your savings. All right. So it's not usually considered. We don't usually look at it when talking about what? National income. All right. So it does not change. So for that reason, we can what? Decide to ignore what? A. We can ignore A. Okay, we can pretend as if it's not there. Okay, so that what? Now what will only be left here is what? Is only investment. Okay, so that Y now, because of what now? 1 times investment is investment. So I'm going to have I over what now? What's left? 1 minus what? 1 minus B. Isn't it? So we already know that also that what? That B. What is B in this formula? B in this formula is what? Is marginal propensity to consume. B is MPC, okay? From our consumption function, okay, B is MPC. If you did not watch our previous episode, you will not get this thing very clear, okay? So also know that what our B is what? MPC. That means you can put MPC here instead of what? B, okay? So I'm going to have, it's also equal to what now? I over what? 1 minus MPC. That's how we arrive at our formula, okay? But when it comes to what? National income, we look at this investment as change. And our income has changed. Okay, so it's as defined as what? Has changed in what? In Y, which is what? Change in national or change in income, in income. Then I also change in investment, change in investment. All right. So if we're looking at it with that I, then I'm going to have what now? That change in Y is equal to what now? What do you have here now? Change in investment over what now? 1 minus what? MPC. Okay, so this is what we have. Okay, so now let us now go upper here. All right, I believe I've written this first part. Okay, so now if change in Y is equal to change in I over 1 minus MPC. Okay, we can cross multiply. So that what? Investment will multiply here like this. Okay, this will multiply this. This is over 1. We can make this over 1. Okay, and multiply. So that what now? Change in investment will multiply this. So that change in Y over what now? Change in investment will be equal to, even if we don't multiply this side, what will be left at the top here is what? Is 1 all over what? 1 minus what? MPC. Okay, so that's how we arrive at what? At our formula for what? For multiplier. Okay, since we know change in Y over change in I is what? Is K. From our first definition, okay, of investment multiplier definition, we saw that what? Change in Y over change in I is K. Okay, so K will be equal to what? 1 over what? 1 minus what? MPC. Deriving this formula is not important to JAMB. Okay, JAMB will not ask you, there's no way they will ask you, but as a WAEC student, you may be asked to derive it. Okay, but as a JAMB student, what you only need to know is that what is simply as what? As ABC. That what? That K multiplier, that K is equal to what? Change in Y over what? Over change in what? I. Okay, that's what I expected to know. That K is equal to 1 over what? 1 minus MPC. Okay, that K is equal to what? 1 over what? MPS. How they derive this formula is not important to JAMB, okay, but it's important to why. But it's important you understand it, because if you understand it, you understand all the relationship, okay, in that has to do with national income accounting. And there's no how they'll set the question, you'll not be able to what? To mago it, okay? So this is how we arrive at what? At this what formula. So this is our formula for multiplier. All right. We have seen the effect. So now let us go to the app and answer questions. I think. All right. We have nothing else to do anymore. Let's answer questions. So this is how JAMB sets their question. But before I do that, I've discovered that many of you do not like our video. You don't subscribe. Okay. You don't drop good comments. That is very, very bad. You are not being supportive. Okay. If you want your other students that are writing this exam to get access to this video, also to see them, all you need to do is to just like. So leave everything you are doing, like the video, okay? And God will bless you. So let us see 2012. This is 2012 question number 28. It says that use the information below to answer the question. The investment expenditure of an economy changes by 2 million. Okay, so change in investment on top of given to be what? 2 million. All right. And MPC, we're giving marginal propensity to consume to be what? 0.75. Now they say, what is the change in income? What is what? Change in what? In income. So what we're looking for is what is change in Y. Abi? It's as simple as that. Okay, so now we know from our multiplier, okay, that K is what? 1 over what? MPC. We're giving MPC to be 0.75. So let us find our multiplier. K is what? 1 over what now? Sorry, 1 over 1 minus MPC. You see the way Mumu nearly don't feel waiting to good now. So 1 over 1 minus MPC. All right? So do not be overconfident, but know what you are doing. 1 minus what now? What's our MPC? 0.75 from the question. All right? So K, if you use your calculator, I got 1 minus 0.25. All right? Sorry, no. 1 minus 0.75 is 0.25. Let me go and do rubbish. So K what? Use your calculator. I'm going to have 4. So we know our multiplier to be what? To be 4. And we know that our change in income of our change in investment is what? Is K. Since we know what K to be, we are looking for what? Change in income. So let us plug in our data. Change in investment is 2 million. So change in income over what? Change in investment, which is 2, then it's equals to what? 4, which is K. K is 4. All right. So change in income now will be what? Cross multiply 2 times 4. 2 times 4. Okay. This will be in million, which will give us a total of what? 8 million. Check your options. Option A 0.5, B 81.5, C 2.6, D 8 million. Correct answer there is option D, 8 million. So let us see another question. All right. Now let us see 1997 question. Number 40. It says that if the marginal propensity to consume MPC is 0.75 from the question and private investment increases, okay, so change in what? In investment is what? 10 billion. Okay, now they say why government expenditure decreases, government spending, okay, government spending decreases by what? By 15 billion. Remember, this one is increasing. Okay, this one increases. All right, this one decreases. All right, now the same GDP will decrease by what? All right, now we need to know our multiplier first. We know our MPC to be 0.75. Okay, so our K is 1 over 1 minus MPC, which is 1 over 1 minus what? 0.5. 0.75, which is 1 over what? 0.25. Our K is 4. From the last example, it's the same thing. All right, so now we need to know what our net difference, okay, between what this investment and what and government spending. Okay, since this one is decreasing, this one is increasing, the difference will be what now? Difference will be what? 15 billion minus what? 10 billion, which is what? 5 billion. All right, so we know the change, okay, the change. All right, so this is what? The decrease or the net difference between the investment and what? And government spending. What the question asking us? Question asking about GDP. How much will the GDP decrease? Because if government spends more, GDP will be increasing, isn't it? Let's say they build roads, okay, give subsidies, that they're injecting money to the economy, pay unemployment benefits, okay, gives grants, okay, scholarship, and so on and so forth. As they are paying, okay, there will be increase in spending, which will now lead to a corresponding increase in the national income and also an increase in what in the GDP. All right. But if government is reducing spending, that means it will be affecting the GDP negatively. That's what they want to know. Okay. So once we know that what now, that our difference is what? Our multiplier is 4. Our difference, our net difference is what? 5 billion. That means that what? That our GDP will decrease by what? 4 times what? Now multiplier times what? 5 billion, which is what? 20 billion. All right. Check our options. Option C is the correct answer. 1989, number 47. Yeah, it says the multiplier is defined by, let's say, the ratio of change in income to change in investment. Okay. B says, A is very correct, obviously. B says the change in investment divided by change in income. No, we know that our what? Our multiplier K is what? Change in income or change in investment, not change in investment over change in what? In income. No, this is wrong. This is correct. So option B is wrong. C says 1 over 1 minus MPS. No, this is what? 1 over MPS. Inverse of marginal propensity to save. Okay, and this says 1 over what? MPC. No, it is 1 over 1 minus MPC. This is correct. This is wrong. So the correct answer there is what? Is option A. Change in income to change in investment. Thank you for joining in. All right. I'll see you in the next class.